Good morning, friends. So it is officially day 3 of Contemporaryathon. And I am on my way into work. I wanted to just start this vlog, give you a brief update in my reading plans for the day. So I have like 15% left in Fierce Justice. So I will be finishing that as quickly as I can this morning. Like I was saying last night, I have a lot of appointments in the morning, and then I've kind of got like my lunch break, and then I've got more appointments and then another break. So I've got some breaks in my day, so I should get time to read. But priority number 1 is to finish Fierce Justice. And then what I'm going to do, I'm driving, so I'm not going to pull it out. I'm going to read My Love Story Volume 2 because, 1, I think I need to break things up a little bit. So I think a manga is the perfect thing to kind of break things up. But this is my diverse contemporary. This is about a teenage boy who is mixed race. And so he doesn't fit in very well in Japanese society. And so a lot of people are cruel to him. So this is about his one buddy who's got his back and the girl that falls in love with him, but he has a hard time accepting the fact that she's in love with him because it's not anything he's ever experienced. It is so pure. It is so cute. And it's about his romantic relationship with this sweet girl. That's like what the primary series is about. So it is fantastic. I highly recommend this series. I've watched the anime. It's adorable. Like, it's just so sweet and so pure. So I think I'm going to break it up with that, and then I'm going to start Comics Will Break Your Heart, because I'm really excited to start Comics Break Your Heart, but I feel like if I don't have that almost like palate cleanse from the smut before I go into it, it's not going to, I'm not going to transition to it well. So I really want to give this book like the fairest chance I can give it. So that's kind of my plan for today, reading-wise. I don't know if I will finish Comics Will Break Your Heart, but at the very least I'm starting it today. But by doing My Love Story, I will have 3 things completed for 3 of my 7 things. And then anything after that's gravy. We're supposed to be getting a big storm in like tonight and tomorrow. So there's a good chance I'm not even going to go into the salon tomorrow because it's Valentine's Day for 1. So we were already planning on closing early. But if the weather's really bad in the morning, I'm just not going to worry about the store and just have it closed. And then if girls have appointments, they can go in the back and do all that kind of stuff that they do anyway. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'm hoping to give you more B-roll footage kind of today. We'll see what happens. When I read ebooks, B-roll is really hard. Just because when I'm out and about, I tend to vlog from my phone, not my camera. When I'm at home, I vlog from my camera. But I haven't adjusted to vlogging out in public with a camera. But if I do it with a phone, like, it's more socially acceptable, I think. People don't say anything, at least. So that's kind of why I do it the way I do. So plan number 1, finish Fierce Justice. Plan number 2, read My Love Story Volume 3. And why balance is hard this time of year. And number 3 is to start Comics Will Break Your Heart and see how far I get in that. So that is the plan. I need to end this clip because I need to go into the salon. So yeah. I put too much product in my hair last night, like through my crown area. So I'm not ready to wash all of my hair. I'll do that tonight. But I just decided to side pony it for today and call it good. So anyways, that's kind of the plan right now, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. Hey friends, so I just got back from lunch, and so I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. I still don't have makeup on today. Sorry guys, I don't think it's gonna happen because that takes a lot of effort and I don't want to do it today. So anyways, moving on. So first up, I finished Fierce Justice, and I really like how this novel concluded. I feel like it was the perfect middle ground for these characters. That's all I'm going to say. And I really enjoyed it. Again, I think I'm giving it a 4 stars overall. I really enjoyed it. There were some elements that weren't exactly my favorite. The Crassier Classy meter, I would give it like a 3.5. So, anyhow, I really enjoyed it though. So that's why I'm giving it 4 stars. I think it's a great read. It does deal with human trafficking, which is rough to read about sometimes. There are parts of this story that just were really rough on me. So that's what's going on with that. And then while I was at lunch, as you probably saw, I read the entirety of My Love Story Volume 2. These characters are just so pure. This guy here is just my little cinnamon roll. I just love him. And it's great. I thoroughly enjoy this story. And I will slowly be collecting the entire series, just as I find them on sale or as I find them out in the wild, I guess. Because if it's Barnes & Noble, I'm a member, so I always get some percentage off, which does help. But yeah, so this mangaka actually has another story, so I might actually try that one out as well, just because if it's as pure as this story, I'm all about that life. So I adore these characters, all 3 of them here. So we've got these 2 who are dating, and then this is the guy's best friend who just kind of almost has kind of this jaded outlook on life. It's really interesting, but yes. So from here, I'm planning on starting Comics Will Break Your Heart. I do have another contemporary volume of manga with me if I feel like I'm not getting into the story very well, to do an extra palette cleanse to see. So that's the plan. Plan is Comics Will Break Your Heart. I'm doing really good for today. It's like 1:30. I've got 3 more appointments total today. So I've got 2 haircuts, then a nice big break, and then a cut and color at 4:30. So that's the plan at this point. And then I will probably just pick up dinner on my way home. My husband has some leftovers from yesterday that he said he was going to do for dinner. So I'll just pick up some food on my way. And yeah, that's kind of the foreseeable future plan. And as I start to read Comics Will Break Your Heart, if I need to, I'll check in. But yeah, that's the plan. Hello! So it is now like 7:30 at night, and I'm now in messy bun territory because I am going to go take a bath. Because that sounds glorious right now. I am now a little over 50 pages into Comics Will Break Your Heart, and I'm really enjoying it. So I didn't really know too much about it going in, but that's how I kind of like to do my contemporaries. So essentially we have this girl who works at a comic book store. Her mom's an artist, and so she paints pictures of this particular set of comics called Tomorrow Men. And in the first chapter of the book, so this is clearly not a spoiler because it's in the first chapter, she's working at the comic book store, she's alphabetizing comics, and this boy comes in, looks like he's from out of town, and he's just wandering around the little shop, and all of a sudden he points out one of her mom's paintings and starts talking about it like in detail, and clearly he knows his stuff when it comes to this particular comic. And he points out, I don't normally, spend too much on time or energy on comics, but I grew up reading these ones. And so there's like an upcoming movie coming out about him and all this kind of stuff. And so he buys this particular painting, and she was hesitant to sell it to him because it wasn't licensed by the people who own the franchise. It was just painted by her mother. And so her mother was only charging the cost of the materials for it. And so she was hesitant to sell it because, it wasn't licensed. And, he says, I'm not going to go run and tell him. And then there's an altercation out in the parking lot, which I won't get into details. but she ends up discovering that he is the heir to the people who own this Tomorrow Men franchise. So things are going from there. It's interesting so far. There's interesting family dynamics on both sides from the guy and the girl, and it's just intriguing. And they are connected in a way, which, again, I'm not going to share because that feels like a spoiler to me. But I am enjoying it. I like the characters so far. The writing is nice and quick and enjoyable. So far so good. I'm going to go climb in the tub and read for a bit. It's going to be great. It's going to feel glorious. Because I just feel gross today. Can't tell you why. But I'm going to put one of my little moisturizer masks on my face. And I'm going to get in the tub. I will see you guys when I get out. So it is the last clip for day 3 of Contemporaryathon. So let's sum up the day, shall we? I finished Fierce Justice. Really enjoyed that. I read completely My Love Story Volume 2, which is great. And then I got almost 100 pages into Comics Will Break Your Heart. I'm really loving Comics Will Break Your Heart. It's much more interesting than I initially thought it was going to be. So that is very enjoyable. Either way, I'm really enjoying it. And it's 9 p.m. here, so I'm going to end it so I can get this edited and rendering before I climb into my bed for the night. But the salon is closed tomorrow. I don't have work, so I can spend all day reading, and it's going to be fab. But I do have some things I need to get done around the house, because I have been neglectful. So I need to take care of a couple things around here. So I will do that, at least. I'm not sure if any of the books on my TBR have a good audiobook that I could just listen to while I do that. But anyway, not a big deal. I got plenty of time to read tomorrow. And we've already done our Valentine's date, so I'm not worried about that. I'm sure we'll, have a nice dinner, maybe watch a TV show or something together tomorrow, but no, we already did a movie this week.
More movie?
Maybe a movie. Maybe.
I'll take that as a yes.
If I can finish Comics Will Break Your Heart and one of my other books, not the volume of manga, we can watch a movie.
Okay.
Deal? Hold me to it, people. See you guys tomorrow.